Now in 4 News Now, people in Newman Lake will soon pay almost 50% more for water. Why some say this added cost will force them to move.
And I'm tracking some winter weather that's going to lead to some slick roads this weekend. I'll help you plan around it and show you which areas could also see a little snow in your first alert forecast.
And your kids to attend community colleges will show you how much more they'll need to pay and what's driving up the cost. You're watching 4 News Now Special Edition. Well, water is one of our most precious resources, and it's vital in everyday life. But people in Newman Lake area will soon have to pay a lot more for it. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Kirsten O'Connor will be back next week. Today, the area's Public Utility Board approved a plan to raise water rates by 45%. Our Madeline Mullins spoke with Newman Lake residents who are worried they can't afford it.
Water is an everyday necessity, but for some people living in Newman Lake, they're finding it's an expensive one.
It's going to be difficult. It'll be difficult for everybody that lives out here.
The Moab Irrigation District 20 voted to raise rates by 45%. The base rate for 1 acre of land is a little over $133 a year. With the increase, that will go to almost $200. Many who live out here are farmers and own much more than just 1 acre of land.
I farm out here with other farmers. This is an irrigation district.
One woman tells me that she knows of a few friends who will have to sell their property because of this increase. There are a few reasons why the Moab Irrigation District had to raise their rates, one of which is inflation, but another reason is the fact that many people are not paying their water bill.
There is a large percentage of delinquencies that we have, which is another problem for a small district.
For many residents, the lack of communication is what frustrated them the most.
Basically, we go to a meeting and we're talked to. They haven't provided in a transparent fashion their budget, their past budgets, or their proposed budgets.
Moving forward, the board says that they want to better its communication and reevaluate so they are not in the same position next year.
We want to do a rate study to justify what the district needs.
But until then, Newman Lake residents will see a steep increase in the new year. In Newman Lake, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, let's send it over to meteorologist Matt Gray, who's in for Chris Crocker. And Matt, you're tracking some winter weather heading our way.
That's right, and it's not the fun kind of winter weather either. No snowballs or snowmen. Instead, we are talking about something we've actually seen quite a bit here recently this week, and that is ice. Winter weather advisories now in place from the North Idaho Panhandle down through Spokane and across the Columbia Basin for freezing rain with this next storm system that's going to be moving in late tonight and then through the day tomorrow. And with the cool air in place underneath the cloud deck that's been sitting over us all week, that is a great freezing rain setup. So our odds of freezing rain on Saturday, anywhere between 40 and 60% from Moses Lake to Omak, Republic, Colville, Pend Oreille County, and places like Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. That is exceptionally high odds that you're going to see at least a little bit of ice out there on the roads and the sidewalks and on the windshields as we start off the day. Temperatures will be around freezing to start. Many areas will see a chance of freezing rain through at least 10 a.m. Then temperatures start to warm, but there will still be pockets of freezing rain, and some of those northern valleys are going to take a lot longer to get some of that icy air scrubbed out, and so we'll continue to see that freezing rain. The big problem here is, of course, out on the roads. If you have any plans for travel tomorrow, may want to reconsider that. Maybe stay inside, just hang out at home for Saturday boarding if at all possible. Otherwise, you've got to be extremely careful while this freezing rain continues to hang around. There will be some chances for snow as we head to the back end of the weekend. We'll cover that and go hour by hour with your odds for freezing rain where you live coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. The 7th-ranked Zags will face one of their toughest opponents of the season tomorrow, going up against 4th-ranked Kentucky in Seattle. Sydney Berger is in Seattle with why this matchup could be a preview of Gonzaga in the postseason.
This game against the Wildcats in Seattle is kind of like a dress rehearsal for Gonzaga. They're playing a tournament-level team in Kentucky, and they're playing at Climate Pledge Arena, which happens to be an NCAA tournament site for this year's March Madness. So we're going to get a great preview on what this Gonzaga team can look like in a tournament setting. But so far, the Zags have earned their place. Top 10 in scoring offense, top 10 in the AP poll, and top 5 in net rankings, combined with a roster filled of nationally recognized talent, is something no opponent opponent is going to take lightly. But the same thing goes for the Zags. Although they've beat Kentucky in their last 2 meetings, Coach Mark Few's message to his players is still the same.
Play your game. Don't do anything extra. Just come ready to play, you know. They're going to be coming ready to play off of a loss, so we just got to be ready, prepared to give it our all. I feel like whoever is the more aggressive team will win, I think, at the end of the day.
Not only could this be a dress rehearsal for March Madness, but also for these D1 guys hoping to play at the next level. A game at Climate Pledge this week, Madison Square Garden next week. Ajayi says he'll be taking in the moment playing in these iconic arenas.
It's amazing. Like, I never played in Climate Pledge, so that'll be the first. And then UConn at the MSG, it's a dream come true. Like, I feel like every player wants to play over there, and yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future and playing those type of games and those type of environments. Yeah, I love it.
The Bulldogs are hoping for a big win on that big stage. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock on Saturday right here at Climate Pledge Arena. Reporting in Seattle, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Well, Spokane's Community-Oriented Policing Services, or C.O.P.S, is still looking to the City Council to extend or renew its contract for next year. But the city is accusing the organization of not being transparent about its finances. Derek Strom spoke with C.O.P.S Executive Director about its uncertain future.
Spokane City Council members Jonathan Bingle and Michael Cathcart both agree that there is money in the city's budget to fund Spokane C.O.P.S, but getting the entire City Council to agree to fund the program could be a much more difficult challenge. 3 council members are advocating for the city of Spokane to fund Spokane C.O.P.S or increase its budget from $500,000 to $800,000. That money could be used to open up more C.O.P.S shops in neighborhoods across Spokane. Spokane C.O.P.S Executive Director says the nonprofit would also consider other funding sources outside of the city to grow its operation.
Now, there is a resolution that is coming forward that would extend the contract for $125,000 for 3 months. But more recently, we've heard that some council members might not even support that because there's $200,000 in the bank.
But a recent statement from the city of Spokane says Mayor Lisa Brown's office has other issues with C.O.P.S finances. It says basic information about the nonprofit's financial situation has been difficult to obtain, including the amount of money it has set aside for individual positions. The city of Spokane is still encouraging C.O.P.S to apply for its request for proposals process, which begins in a few weeks. But Spokane C.O.P.S is concerned the process could take too long and it would use up all of its $200,000 in reserve funding to stay open. In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, students at community colleges in Washington can expect a tuition hike next year as the state board approves a 3.3% increase. But how much will this really cost you, and what's driving the change? Alexandra Cohen-Yards breaks down the details and why this change is inevitable.
I wanted to get my associate's degree for much cheaper than going to a 4-year college.
This is a common sentiment at community college campuses and something that the state board for them prides itself in.
We're very proud of being able to offer the lowest cost tuition of any public institution in Washington.
While this fact is set to remain true, community colleges in Washington are expected to see a 3.3% increase in tuition next school year. This would cost a student around $54 more per quarter or $160 per year. Why this change is happening?
It largely reflects inflationary cost increases.
Community Colleges of Spokane says this tuition increase is expected to add $800,000 to its budget. It says this money will be put back into institutions and is especially needed as the state deals with budget shortfalls.
It's to help support the programs and services that we can offer to students. Costs are going up at our colleges, and for us to be able to continue to offer the programs and services to get students through on time and offer them high quality programs, this tuition increase helps support that.
While this is set to be a moderate increase, officials still acknowledge that this could have an impact on someone's wallet. That is why there are various options to look at when paying for an institution like this one.
And our earliest advice to students is fill out the FAFSA. All of our students are eligible for some form of financial aid.
CCS says they have seen a steady increase in enrollment over the last few years. And as community colleges gain popularity, those attending them say they feel benefits in more ways than one.
Not just on the financial part of it, it's also you can get your credits that are at any college right out of the way.
In Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
Well, still ahead, the Spokane City Council wants to kickstart development, how adopting a land value tax could help achieve that goal.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
Trapped with the in-laws this holiday season?
Did you hear the owl?
Escape to any of our 2,600 locations with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Also, bring a friend for free and get access to the Black Card Spa. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh, yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High-quality care that meets you where you are.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is an oral treatment for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 and a high risk factor for it becoming severe. It does not prevent COVID-19.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not risking it. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms and help stop the virus from multiplying in your body.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests or changes in their dosage may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, HIV-1, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeed. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, some severe, like anaphylaxis, and liver problems. These are not all the possible side effects, so talk to your doctor.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Ask your doctor today.
Carpet One, Sandpoint Furniture, and Selkirk Glass and Cabinets. 3 great stores in one location up in Ponderay, Idaho. And the word is spread far and wide that we're a true design destination for all your home furnishings. And you should see what these stores can provide for your house, literally from the floor to the windows. And to make us an even better choice, we offer the expertise of talented designers, on-the-spot deliveries, custom financing, and an experienced install team. So come on out and see us at the campus of Carpet One, Sandpoint Furniture, and Selkirk Glass and Cabinets in Ponderay, Idaho.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs.
Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
At 1.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for up to 90 days and $1,000 bonus cash on a new F-150.
Welcome back. The Spokane City Council wants to spur growth in the city. And to do that, it's exploring the idea of moving on from property taxes and adopting a land value tax model instead. Marissa Rio tells us how your taxes would change.
Imagine owning a fourplex like this one right here on East Wellesley and paying about 10 times more in taxes than the empty lot directly behind you. That's the reality of our property taxes.
If a developer comes in and fixes up a vacant property, or if actually a homeowner even remodels their house, they're actually penalized for that because it increases the total value of their property.
That's why Spokane City Council is exploring taxing the land itself instead.
What land value tax would do is kind of even out the property taxes that different lots pay and make it so that we're not incentivizing vacant lots and we're not punishing investment.
The hope is that by taking on a land value tax model, the city would spur growth. The reason being is because growth would now be incentivized. For example, under a land value tax model, a place as big as the Davenport here would now pay less in taxes. Taxes for parking lots and vacant lots would increase. While this all sounds great, the Spokane County assessor foresees possible issues.
It really goes against state law as it's currently written. Not that that couldn't be changed, but as it's currently written.
City Council is currently working on getting legislation approved so that it can launch a land value tax pilot program. A special taxing district would be created for a certain area of the city, so officials could test the tax model out and see if it makes a difference. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Keeping an eye on wet weather developing right off of the coast, moving inland to western Washington. Some snow up in the mountains of northern BC, and we are going to get some of that moisture starting later tonight. It is going to be a wet weekend. We'll show you who gets rain, snow, and everything in between coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The Arby's French dip sandwich is like dipping beef into more beef. Listen up, carnivores. We are peaking. Arby's, we have the meat.
Mom, why is there stuff out here?
Hey, can't stay here.
Okay.
Sleep in heavenly peace. Our kitchen used to look like this. So I went to the Par Design Center, where they helped me choose my cabinets, countertops, and hardware, and we love the results.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Trapped with the in-laws this holiday season?
Did you hear the owl?
Escape to any of our 2,600 locations with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Also, bring a friend for free and get access to the Black Card Spa. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
2 classic Arby's sandwiches. One, a French dip sandwich with a side of au jus. The other, au jus with a side of French dip sandwich. Don't overthink it. Arby's, we have the meat.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Good Feet Store.
All right, meteorologist Matt Gray joins us now. And Matt, I told you earlier, but in my neighborhood, I skidded right through an intersection this morning because the road, I was a little bit of a downward, slope.
Yeah.
But it was really slippery with all that freezing rain. It sounds like it might be a similar situation tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a similar situation in many areas tomorrow. I guess the one positive is I think many people may be kind of used to it. We've had so much of the freezing rain and drizzle here over the past few days. Either way, probably venturing out in the morning is not going to be the best idea. We're finally going to this weekend get our atmosphere mixed up a little bit. We've been in a very stable pattern, but what that means is that anytime we get some weather that comes along, we see rain with this layer above the clouds or within the clouds, it's above freezing. And then when it comes down to the ground where it's been, we've basically been hovering right around 29 to 32 degrees for the last several days. Freezes on contact, and we get that layer of ice that we have been seeing everywhere lately. And once that gets on the roads, we see those very slippery conditions. So we're keeping an eye on our forecast computers each kind of every few hours or so. The simulations come in. This is the latest projection here for freezing rain accumulations here. The Methow Valley into the Wenatchee area, one spot where there is definitely going to be at least a little bit of freezing rain, enough to where things will be very slippery for the start of the day. Another area the computers keep focusing in on here is around Pend Oreille County down into the Newport area. So let's zoom in. Let's take all of the data we've got, compile it together, and let's show you what we're going to be looking at through the day on Saturday and where we really need to be watching out for slick roads because of this freezing rain. Main thing you should notice here in this lighter pink color or this more bright pink color is on the West Plains, where we have a good chance for many areas to see over 1/10 of an inch of ice throughout the course of the day. So that's I-90 from the Sprague area all the way into basically Spokane Airport, Highway 2 out through the Davenport area, almost all the way to Grand Coulee, Highway 25 through the Fort Spokane area, 395 as you work your way through Newman Lake and into Chewelah and around the Newport area to Sandpoint, and as we mentioned before, across Pend Oreille County and Highway 20. So those are going to be the areas that we are going to be watching for, and you need to be aware of that, hey, it may look like rain, but you may be running into a pocket of freezing rain and not even know it from the warmth of your vehicle. So a lot of what we're going to be talking about is pretty slick roads for the start of the day, icy bridges as well. There will be some pockets of heavier ice where we start to see perhaps even a couple of areas of isolated tree damage here as well in some of those far northern valleys. So if you don't have to be outside, if you don't have to be traveling around on Saturday morning, you might as well not, because this could definitely, in certain cases, become a pretty messy situation. Let's talk about that mess. You can see all the way through noon, still some pockets of pink here, signifying some freezing rain or some sleet as we head through noon. In the afternoon, we'll warm up above freezing. We'll start to see that freezing rain threat begin to go away. A rainy Saturday, it's going to be gross out there, regardless of whether you're seeing freezing rain or not. Then as we go into Sunday, starting off with some snow showers in North Idaho as temperatures cool off again. Sunday through the day, not so much in eastern Washington, but definitely right around the state line and through North Idaho into Montana. We're going to continue to see snowy conditions from time to time. Not expecting much of in the accumulation department outside of the mountains. Less than an inch in most cases. I'd say the Silver Valley, we could get some spots that are over an inch. We'll continue to see that heavy mountain snow. Look at Stevens Pass, 12 to 18 inches. Check pass conditions if you are traveling, especially on Sunday, headed into Monday. It is going to be gnarly up there in the mountains. Skiers will be happy, though. We'll see our weather calm back down again, and we'll be back in the gloom for a few days. Our next system coming in Thursday into Friday. Likely more rain and more snow.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, we all love decorating for the holidays, but we don't like how it raises our electricity bills. We'll show you ways to save next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Sometimes the small gifts in a small box make the biggest impact, like stackables. This Christmas, let a stackable from Tracy Jewelers remind her of how much she's loved. Small ring, big thank you. Stackables, mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for loud sneezers. Gesundheit. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic. I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
Oh.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month when you add mobile, or lock in your internet price for 2 years. And see Wicked in theaters now.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Mom, why is there stuff out here?
Hey, can't stay here.
Okay.
Sleep in heavenly peace.
Sometimes the small gifts in a small box make the biggest impact, like stackables. This Christmas, let a stackable from Tracy Jewelers remind her of how much she's loved. Small ring, big thank you. Stackables, mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
All right, on your screen right now is video from the Air 4 drone from when we flipped the switch last night and turned Cowley Park into a winter wonderland. It's part of our annual Making Spirits Bright event, not just for those who visit the park, but for the families forced to spend the holidays across the street at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. That includes this guy, Sam, who had a front row seat to it all and shared why these lights are so special to him.
It brings happiness to everybody, even those who are in bad times.
And while the lights look great from the air, it doesn't beat heading down and checking it out in person with your family. And of course, the holidays are a time for giving and spending time with friends and family. But experts say you should be on the lookout for scammers who are trying to rip you off and steal your hard-earned cash. ABC's Christian Cordero has tips on how you can avoid becoming a victim.
For many of us, shopping from the comfort of home is far better than being stuck in mall traffic. But as Kathy Stokes, Director of Fraud Prevention at AARP, warns, a third of consumers get burned by online scams. She says this can happen to anyone. And while the numbers show younger adults are the ones more likely to be defrauded, older adults potentially have more assets to lose. A big culprit, ads on social media.
Don't click on an ad. Go to a trusted retailer that you've already done business with, you have an account with.
Don't assume those texts from package carriers like UPS and FedEx are legit. Links to copycat websites can trick you into giving up sensitive information or load monitoring software onto your device.
Just don't trust the link.
If you're expecting a package, Stokes says to go directly to the carrier's website to check the status. And watch out for tech support scams through alerts on your computer screen.
Where someone gets that notification that, oh my gosh, there's a really big problem with my computer. And sometimes it's all over your screen, and sometimes there's a siren wailing.
Everyone loves a gift card, but beware thieves are headed to the rack to steal barcode information, allowing them to spend the money once a cashier activates the card.
The other way they do it is something called a ghost bot. It's technology that sort of searches the internet looking for gift cards with value on them. And when they find them, they drain the funds.
Stokes suggests checking the balance and using gift cards right away. If the balance is zero, contact the retailer or the issuing company. If you or a loved one are the victim of any type of fraud, Stokes says it's important to report it to creditors and police.
If your state sets up a victim restitution fund, you'll have that report in hand to be able to recover at least some of your assets.
And don't shame victims of these schemes.
Understand that they were intentionally targeted by what's largely transnational crime gangs. It's a big problem. It is not the victim's fault.
Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, if you're looking for even more holiday plans, you can head to Hayden tomorrow for their parade and Christmas tree lighting ceremony. The parade starts at 5 on Hayden Avenue, and it ends at McIntyre Family Park, where free coffee, hot chocolate, and cookies will be waiting for you at the tree lighting ceremony. Kids can then visit Santa, and the whole family can enjoy games and crafts. Christmas lights always add to our joy during the holidays, but what isn't always talked about is how much they jack up your electricity bill. And of course, that's on top of the increased cost of heating your home during the winter. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez explains what you can do to save some money.
There's always a debate about how early is too early to decorate for Christmas. Come Thanksgiving, for some households, the Christmas lights indoors and outdoors might already be up. But depending on the kind of Christmas lights you actually have, the increase to your bill could vary. It's the most wonderful time of the year. For many, it means shopping the best deals for gifts and decking out their homes with Christmas decorations. But just how much more money do those festive lights add to the bill?
The beauty of holiday lighting is that it really doesn't have to break the bank. With LED lights especially, you can create a pretty stunning display for as little as, if you have a really modest decoration, maybe $2 for the season, for the month.
Ashley England with Tennessee Valley Authority says if you're still using traditional incandescent lights, it'll cost you.
That's going to cost you typically around $100 to $300, again, depending on how exquisite you get with your decorations.
Saving some money here could help offset other costs.
Your biggest energy expense is really not your light display at all. It's your heating and cooling.
Heating expenses in the U.S. are expected to jump 10.5% on average, due in part to colder temperatures forecast in the Northeast and Midwest, according to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association. Consumers who heat with electricity will be hit the hardest, with their costs projected to rise 13.6% to $1,208 for the winter season.
Make sure your HVAC has been tuned up. Make sure you've sealed air gaps around your house, that you have adequate insulation, and then adjusting your thermostat. That's going to save you far more than worrying about your festive lights.
On the topic of bills, a growing number of people are falling behind on their utility bills. Some 21 million households owed a total of $13.5 billion on their electric bills in June. That's up from 20.4 million households owing $12.5 billion last year. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Sometimes the small gifts in a small box make the biggest impact, like stackables. This Christmas, let a stackable from Tracy Jewelers remind her of how much she's loved. Small ring, big thank you. Stackables, mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
4 News Now and BECU are teaming up to welcome in some holiday spirit. Send us a picture of your pet decked out for the holidays, and you could win a $75 gift card to a local pet store, courtesy of BECU. For details, go to KXLY.com/holidaypets.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
Thank you to the hundreds of people who donated to Coats for Kids at an STCU branch during October. Your generosity warmed our hearts and will help keep kids out of the cold. Thank you.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Sometimes the small gifts in a small box make the biggest impact, like stackables. This Christmas, let a stackable from Tracy Jewelers remind her of how much she's loved. Small ring, big thank you. Stackables, mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers.
All right, welcome back. The skies are clear right now, but that will soon change. We're tracking plenty of rain and maybe even a little bit of snow. Let's send it over to Matt Gray in the First Alert Weather Center. Matt.
And there will be a little bit of snow, but that is a little ways away from now. Instead, we are going to be talking about, well, more of what we've seen lately, which is freezing rain and then some regular rain, which I think is going to be quite nice considering how we have dealt with the freezing drizzle and slick roads around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene lately. 30 degrees. Cloudy skies. We haven't seen as much of that freezing drizzle this afternoon and evening, but I think we're going to make up for that as we head into late tonight and through tomorrow. So winter mix tomorrow. For the most part, it is going to be freezing rain, turning to rain as our temperatures warm up throughout the day. Then as we head into Sunday, we're going to be looking at least a few snow showers, but they will be fairly scattered. So it is anything but guaranteed that you are going to see snow this weekend. But at least there is a chance. Let's go back to the freezing rain because this is going to be a serious travel issue, especially Saturday morning through about the middle of the day at least. And it could be into the afternoon in some of our northern valleys where that cold air right down at the ground causing that freezing rain is going to be sticking around. So around Ponderay County, Highway 20, US 2, basically from the Grand Coulee all the way into North Idaho, and I-90 basically anywhere between Ritzville and Spokane. Those are going to be kind of the key areas where we are going to be looking for icy road conditions. Parts of 395 around Newman Lake as well also have a good chance for that. And then Highway 25 all the way down to Odessa there in Lincoln County. So these are going to be some areas we're going to be watching for. A lot of us will have a chance to see at least a little bit of ice, much like we've seen with that freezing drizzle over the past few days. So look, if you could stay in on Saturday morning, sip some coffee, enjoy the rain outside. It's going to be a gross day to do just generally anything outside anyway. So you know what? Stay inside. Have a nice warm drink and let this freezing rain go by if at all possible. We're going to talk about who might see at least a little bit of that scattered snow coming up in my forecast.
All right. Matt, thank you. Take a look at this number here. A new report by Hunger Free America revealed that 86% more Idahoans are food insecure in 2024 than they were 3 years ago. Local food banks say they're seeing these numbers reflected in people using their services. Our Mary Sheridan drove over to Post Falls today and spoke with a food bank that's had to expand just to keep up with demand.
Remodeled it, added a couple thousand square feet up, a new warehouse, and now we're able to kind of manage all the people that need to come in now.
Same name, same street, bigger space. At 3rd Avenue Marketplace, guests can take what food they need from the aisles, just like at a regular grocery store. But here, there's no charge.
It's been wonderful because not only has it given our clients dignity and choice, but it's also given them the opportunity to be in charge of how they feed themselves.
More storage and market space were a necessity to keep up with demand in recent years.
We saw this dramatic spike and we were actually, just spilling out the doors. We had people waiting outside all seasons of the year. It's just too small. We couldn't accommodate everybody who needed help.
In here is the freezer, where 3rd Avenue Marketplace keeps their meat. Their executive director told me they can go through all of this in just 1 week. The nonprofit is completely supported by donations from the community. This could be money, volunteer hours, or food.
We get a lot of people that will donate in October, November, December, and then we kind of get forgotten about. People move on. So we will struggle with getting enough of a variety of foods in here in January, February, March, and even the summer sometimes.
The marketplace is designed to be transitional, a place for people to come when they need help making ends meet. Staff can also direct them to find other resources in the community too.
Resources for energy, electricity, for gas, for their children. There's so many other things that they're not really focusing on because they're thinking of the immediate need for food.
Reporting in Post Falls, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
I really like that idea of making it a marketplace. Some good news tonight. Downtown businesses O'Doherty's Irish Grill, Boo Radley's, and Petunia and Loomis are officially back open. They were forced to shut their doors following an apartment fire and a water line that burst in the building, causing water damage on every floor of the building. The businesses worked all day yesterday to clear out the water and repair what they could to get their doors back open.
Everyone on this block was here to help, and Petunia and Loomis, we were helping them and they were helping us, and O'Doherty's as well, and even Atticus was helping out. It really was just, it took a village, but we had a village, thankfully.
Now, O'Doherty's had to wait for the water line that burst to be replaced before they could turn their water back on. Meanwhile, there's still no timeline for when the 64 people who were displaced from that burst water line can return home. Many of them spent the last 2 nights sleeping on cots inside All Saints Lutheran Church in Browns Addition. Many of the people who evacuated only had the clothes they were wearing when they were evacuated. They're waiting for answers on when they can return home. But late today, we learned that people staying at the church were transported to a hotel in Spokane Valley. They'll now have their own rooms, real beds to sleep on, and some privacy while they wait to get back in their apartments.
You don't know what you got until you don't have it anymore. So people should appreciate what they got, because someday they might not have it anymore.
Now, Rocky Phillips told us Redwood Housing, the company that manages the apartment building, will allow residents to come back to grab more essential items from their apartments, which means a fresh set of clean clothes. Rocky said the building owners hope to have an assessment on the damage by next week. All right, the transfer portal continues to loom large over college football this time of year.
Washington State is no stranger to that, having lost one player so far, but looking ahead to the future. And after the break, hear from head coach Jake Dickert about what he sees moving forward.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, Andy here with Brothers Flooring Design, and if you've been looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom and are looking for a company who can pick out what you need, design it, and install it, at Brothers Flooring we can do it all. I guarantee it.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
As temperatures drop, your heating bill will inevitably rise. And with cold weather right around the corner, things are about to get expensive. But Bill's Heating and AC is here to help. We're including a free cold climate heat pump with every furnace, while supplies last. You heard that right. Cut your heating bills in half with a new energy-efficient cold climate heat pump for free. We're the area's top cold climate heat pump experts. So don't miss out on this incredible offer. Call Bill's Heating and AC today.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
Fred's Appliance would like to thank everyone who donated to Coats for Kids. Because of our Spokane community coming together, we can keep kids warm. At Fred's, we're proud to support our community. Come in and see us today for the appliance you need with service you can trust.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this. And we get everything we need from PAR, with Shauna's help.
Everything from design to delivery.
PAR, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Invest in a generator from AmeriWest Electric. AmeriWestElectric.com.
The transfer portal dominates the college football landscape now, and after the Cougs lost one player, Wayshawn Parker, to the transfer portal yesterday, they're bracing for impact for more to depart the Palouse. Now, last season, over 2,500 players entered the transfer portal. That's just under a quarter of all scholarship football players, and over 1,700 of those players went to new schools. After the transfer portal opens now, the Cougs are only one man down, as we mentioned, but head coach Jake Dickert remarked today that he could expect as many as 15 to 20 and talked about how hard it is to keep up in this new college football world.
It's walk-ons, right, that are unsure of their position. It's guys on our roster that need opportunities to go play. There's also guys that have played for us that have been offered large sums of money that it's tough. It's really tough. And we show them why they should be here. We show them our developmental process. We build those relationships.
Ag 12 incoming transfers last season, including 4 from power schools, 2 of those 4 from Oregon. Washington State awaits their bowl game, announced this Sunday. In Washington high school football, the 2-seeded Wilbur Creston Keller Wildcats beat 1-seeded Liberty Christian to win their first ever state title, avenging their loss in the championship game a year ago. The Wildcats ran an astounding 85 plays in their 42-34 win, capped by Preston Michaels' 210 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Wilbur Creston Keller never trailed in their win, again earning that first state ring. The Meade Panthers and Kentwood Conquerors meeting in the final Fitz tournament hosted by Lewis and Clark. Meade's down big trying to respond here. Vance Gustafsson spins around a defender, lays in the tough shot. Panthers are sticking around, but Carson Mays shooting his second free throw for Meade. No good, but there flies Gustafsson again with the board. Second chance basket is good. Meade again creeping back in, but Kentwood will keep the pressure on. Corey Tita in the bind, but finding Jacob Bale for the bailout. Pull-up three. Conquistadors doing pretty well, rolling into halftime. Brandon Tagle, the quick move right. 3-on-1 is no problem. He hits it to end the half. He's got 10. Tita's got 16. And Kentwood closes out a dub. They beat Meade 87-70.
All right, Jack, thanks so much. Well, tomorrow is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. This year marks 83 years since the Japanese forces attacked a U.S. Navy base in Hawaii. That attack ultimately leading to the U.S. joining World War II. More than 2,400 Americans were killed at Pearl Harbor, and nearly 1,200 others were injured. Every year on December 7th, people come together on the shores of Pearl Harbor to remember what happened on that day back in 1941. And here in the Inland Northwest, both Governors Brad Little and Jay Inslee have ordered flags to be flown at half-staff to honor the victims.
Coming up here this weekend, we are going to see some, well, a little bit of everything. Some freezing rain, some rain, and even a chance for a little bit of snow in a few of our communities. We'll show you where and run down the weekend coming up in your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The holiday heroes are ready to make your holiday dinner better than ever. This year, make your holiday feast as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Visit eatgoodgroup.com, heat and eat. 2. Select your meal. 3. Pick up your feast and heat and eat. Order online at eatgoodgroup.com.
Black Friday mattress discounts have been extended at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores.
Save up to $600 on Serta iComfort mattress sets, $1,000 on Beauty Rest Black sets, plus save up to $700 on purple mattresses.
And take advantage of no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest for 5 years with a 365-day comfort guarantee, making it the perfect time to improve your sleep for less.
During the final days of Walker's Black Friday sale.
Hadestown, returning to Spokane December 21st and 22nd. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Hey, Andy here with Brothers Flooring Design, and if you've been looking to remodel your kitchen or bathroom and are looking for a company who can pick out what you need, design it, and install it, at Brothers Flooring we can do it all. I guarantee it.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is an oral treatment for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 and a high risk factor for it becoming severe. It does not prevent COVID-19.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not risking it. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms and help stop the virus from multiplying in your body.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests or changes in their dosage may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, HIV-1, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeed. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, some severe, like anaphylaxis, and liver problems. These are not all the possible side effects, so talk to your doctor.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor today.
Looking for the perfect gift this holiday season? Give an Eat Good Group gift card. Not only will your loved ones enjoy an unforgettable dining experience, but you'll also get a $25 bonus when you purchase $75 in gift cards. Don't wait. Visit us today and make their holidays delicious. Visit eatgoodgroup.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
All right, welcome back. We are talking weather once again with meteorologist Matt Gray, and it sounds like winter is going to start wintering a little more this weekend, huh?
It's going to try. It's going to try. Unfortunately, I think for many of us, it won't be trying enough if you're looking to add a little winter ambiance, to the light display in the front yard. Yeah. Not going to see too much in the snow department. We'll show you where you might see a little bit of frosty flakes, but for the most part, we're talking about this freezing rain. It's the reason why these areas in purple, a good chunk of the inland northwest, under a winter weather advisory tonight and through the day tomorrow. Areas in pink in both sides of our region also under winter storm warnings, and that's because in addition to the freezing rain that we're going to see and the sporadic snow showers that we're going to see by the end of the weekend in our lowlands, we're also going to see the return of big mountain snow, and it's going to be big. Look at Stevens Pass, 12 to 18 inches here. Mostly that is going to be on Sunday. Same for Snoqualmie Pass. 4th of July Pass gets a little bit. Look out, getting a nice 4 to 6 inches here through the weekend. So great for skiers, not so great for traveling. Got to be kind of think about checking those pass conditions before you take any long travels. Here's what we are looking for tomorrow. We begin with rain and pockets of freezing rain on Saturday morning. Snow levels are going to be very high. It's even raining in the North Cascades on top of that snow. Snow levels will drop eventually, but in the meantime, we see lots of rain through the middle portion of the day. It's going to be a gross day tomorrow. Pockets of freezing rain continue, even as many areas warm up above freezing during the early afternoon. We continue on with that rain, starting to ease up after sunset in eastern Washington. We'll continue on for at least a couple more hours across many parts of North Idaho. That's round one of wet weather. Round two comes in with scattered snow early on Sunday morning. For the most part, this is going to be in North Idaho, but if anything does stick around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, this would be the time. So there may be a little light dusting of snow if you live on some of the higher benches for the start of Sunday. And we'll continue to see these spotty snow showers, mostly in the mountains and mostly in North Idaho or right along the crest of the Cascades through the day on Sunday. So overall, Sunday afternoon weather will probably be the best out of this weekend as we see it. As you can see, not a lot of valley and lowland snow. We'll just be kind of looking for a little dusting here. I think our best chance is going to be on the north side of the Rathdrum Prairie here in the I-90 corridor. Otherwise, I would not be expecting much outside of those areas from Hayden Lake north into the Spirit Lake area. Our forecast for tomorrow morning, if you could stay in because we're going to see that freezing rain. We're going to see those icy conditions. We'll warm up later in the day, and that will help ease our road woes that we've seen over the past few days with how chilly it has been. Here is your forecast for next week. Wet weather returns late in the week, early in the week, cloudy and gloomy.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, the rolling hills of the Palouse are known for endless wheat fields, cougar football, and giant windmills. It's also home to a historic railroad bridge, though. In tonight's Air 4 Adventure, we take you just south of Rosalia.
The Milwaukee Road Bridge has stood on the edge of town for more than 100 years. The rumble of trains that once crossed it faded into history more than 40 years ago. Built in 1915, it replaced the original wood trestle and has a very unique design for a railroad bridge. The Milwaukee Road used the concrete arch design because it had to cross over a rival railroad and the state highway. The bridge is actually two spans, one consisting of one arch over what is now the Spokane-Spangle-Palouse Railway. The other has four arches over Pine Creek and what is now Rosalia Road, formerly Highway 195. You can take an adventure of your own across the bridge now. It's part of the Palouse to Cascades Trail State Park. The trail can be accessed at several spots on the outskirts of Rosalia. In all, the trail is 250 miles long. It's good for hiking, mountain biking, and watching for birds or other wildlife. From above the Palouse, Brian Neal, 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a daredevil who drives on empty to see if you can make it? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic. I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
Oh.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month when you add mobile, or lock in your internet price for 2 years. And see Wicked in theaters now.
The beloved TV classic soars off the screen and onto the stage this season. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical. See all your favorite characters from this TV classic come to life live on stage. This gleeful musical take on a holiday favorite will go down in history as a smashing hit. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical.
December 10th and 11th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Mom, why is there stuff out here?
Hey, can't stay here.
Okay.
It's time to start your New Year's resolutions now.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
This year, give yourself the gift of better health from Move Fitness.
Are you ready for this?
All right, well, everywhere in the purple here, a chance for freezing rain and icy road conditions. Why slip and slide on the roads when you can stay at home and sip some coffee and watch some football and have a nice little Saturday morning? That is my suggestion to all of you.
Listen to the man, Matt Gray. And if you do have to leave, just be awfully careful out there.
Be very, very careful. Plan out that extra time.
All right. Thanks for joining us here for this special edition of 4 News Now. We'll see you again at 11 for 4 News Now Night.